Hello, my name is Fox Fox, and I wanted to do another theory video. This time of Star versus the forces of evil, but this time on her wand, on how it works. And right now I'm recording this via my regular face, and then but I want this to be animated, quote unquote. So you might be seeing like a cartoon of my face right now or something like that, and then pictures in the background. Hopefully that's the case. If not, fudge me. Well, no, I'm pretty sure it is. But this is a theory, or like I wanted to talk about how I think Star's wand works, if only because it has a lot of things that kind of confusing, and maybe, you know, we can help alleviate that. But alright, so where the fudge should I start? Gosh dang it. Alright. So we know, first off, we're going to talk about what we know about the wand. One, that it's a wand. Duh. Two, its magic power seems to come from three parts of it. The battery, which is something that has to be charged every couple thousand years or so. I can't really remember. The battery, the little unicorn or thing that runs inside of it, and then also the crystal, the thing that allows connection to the pocket dimension within the wand, that allows the wielder to summon different spells. Basically, that's what we know about the wand. It has a battery supply that needs to be recharged every couple thousand years, so it's battery dependent, but also it is then also has the little unicorn running inside of it that also acts as a power meter, as well as, I assume, the soul of the wand. And then we have, of course, the pocket dimension. I'm repeating myself. Yeah. So then the question is now, how exactly does it work? Because we know that the wand can be passed down through Star's family through generation. Each time the wand taking on a new appearance, well, at least so far that we know of, that's the images repeat, taking on a new appearance for each wielder. Being that Lobster Face, or whatever the fudge his name was, held Star's wand and created a new wand. Ludo held the wand once and created his own wand as well, without any jewel or anything on it, so weird. And then, of course, you know, Star's mom and Star. Each wand taking on, of course, an appearance for the wielder, but also I believe Marco's held the wand before, and I don't believe it's changed for him, so I don't know if it could be that the wand itself is limited to certain people, possibly people with higher magical stance, or maybe people who can delve into the soup, or dig deep down into the soup of it than others can't, possibly. I'm not saying can, I'm pretty sure they can learn how, but yeah. This is assuming the case. We don't really know much about the wand other through those ways. So, yeah, we're pretty much lost on that bit. But let me think. What else is there? The wand, and also then inside the wand, each monster has it seems like it has a loadout of spells. And not only that we also know that there are other spells in the spell book that it can be learned. But then we also know that there are spells and or creatures / monsters that are within the wand itself, living inside of it. And the question is, another good question is, do those wands remember past wielders? Because like in Top Hat Spider is very depressed that he's never been used before, and he even believes he's an entertainment spell, when in actuality, he's one of the strongest spells Stars has in her arsenal to date. And I say to date because most likely there's going to be a stronger spell in there somewhere. And then there's also, but you would think that Top Hat Spider, as well as the other, you know, magical creatures, would know that they are, you know, spells or their abilities. So unless this wand resets, which I'm assuming this is probably what happens, the wand possibly resets every time a new wielder holds it. Or in a sense that for each wielder, it's kind of like a fingerprint. What is it? Fingerprint scanner, where it only unlocks for the wielder, like presets. It's kind of like in a car when you have a seat. When you have a seat and like it has like those presets, like, oh, this is my driving seats. This is the other person. This is the other person's. It's kind of like that, and the seat moves and maneuvers in, you know, fashion that fits you. I think it's possibly somewhat similar to that. It could also be that the wand kind of starts off as a blank slate, but then a wielder, when they cast a spell or use a spell, it stores a monster or whatever spell inside of it. But I don't think that's the case since, again, Top Hat Spider said he's never been used. So, to the point where he doesn't even know, he thinks he's an entertainment spell. So, I'm assuming that's possibly not the case. It's possibly more along the lines of, again, it just resets. Each spell, each user, each wielder, it just resets and possibly gives them a new loadout. But again, this is all theory, because, you know, it's a theory video. But, what else can I think of? I'm trying to think. I am trying, not doing this off the top of my head, because I have gotten into some thought. But I'm trying to think what exactly, or how exactly this could work. Because we also know that the jewel is basically an essential part to the wand itself, to the point to where even the two halves separated can still affect each other, being that how Ludo's negative energy was able to transfer to Star's wand and be able to mess with her spells. Which also even brings up the question, since inside the pocket dimension where all the monsters are kept, if Ludo's wand has a similar compartment or similar pocket dimension there as well. If you haven't checked out that theory video, I'd definitely say go check it out. I believe it's how Toffee could return, or Toffee returns as a summon theory. So it's another video on my channel. But then this also kind of brings up another question too, since we kind of see an entire thing about monsters and humans in Star Wars: The Force of Evil, how there's kind of a war between the two, or there was a war and they lost. Was the spells that are inside Star's wand, let's suggest that those spells never really change. That using the spell book or whatever merely possibly increases the power of the wand, but it really doesn't change anything inside of it, or change the spell or the loadouts. Let's say it does reset each time. How did the monsters get into the wand? Because we know that they have houses in there, wives and stuff like that. Maybe there's like a generation thing in there that could also explain why they don't remember. Maybe Top Hat Spider's parents died in some war, some battle, and were never put back into the wand. But each of them are monsters, quote unquote monsters. So the question is, did the original holder of the wand, or original wielder of the wand, capture monsters inside of it? Did they seal up monsters within the wand itself and use that to then create, you know, this powerful weapon, this weapon that can summon monsters at will, that can that can control magic and even warp reality and time itself? The wand is freaking powerful as all balls, is basically what I'm trying to say. So, and again, its power seems to vary also at times, which kind of sucks. It's kind of like, what is it? It's kind of like if anyone's ever seen the show My Life as a Teenage Robot, like the theme song says that the Jenny is stronger than, was it? Fudge me. How'd the song go? Stronger than 10 million and one men or something like that. I forget. Basically super strong, but sometimes her powers, gosh dang it phone, her power varies over the episodes, and Star's Wand has done similar fashion, being that she's super strong throughout all of season 1, but then through season 2 it's not like, oh no, I'm not as powerful as I thought, and I have to use the book, which I guess you can chalk it up to being that her wand is cleaved in half, the jewel at least, but we never really get an answer for that bit, so we don't know. And also another thing that I just thought of, that could help with the whole monsters being trapped theory is if one, Ludo has been talking to his wand and it's kind of been slowly mentoring him in becoming a force to be reckoned with against Star. I don't want to say technically evil, even though he has been doing some bad stuff, but in the end, it kind of looks like it's going to end up that it's kind of a war between humans and monsters are kind of treated as second citizens, and we're kind of supposed to, you know, not relate, but feel sympathy for them. So I feel like it's not really that they're going to be evil, but Ludo has been talking to his wand itself, and it's a question of, like how I just said, monsters have been, if let's say the wand does trap monsters, possibly even their souls, traps them within this jewel, there is a pretty big chance that maybe Ludo, or not Ludo, Toffee himself, when the explosion happened, was sealed within the other half of the wand. Similar to how, again, all the other spells were sealed away, this Toffee himself was sealed away within the wand as well, giving Ludo possibly only one type of, you know, spell to use. And it would not really surprise me if maybe Ludo can't even use the book or any other spells inside Star's book of the spells because he doesn't have as many summons or monsters within it to power it. I don't know. This was just a quick little theory I wanted to do. Hopefully I animated it, quote unquote animated it. Having a little, you know, picture or something. I want to kind of like Gaijin Goombas videos a little bit for that, but, you know, it's, I don't know if this is going to work, but either way. Tell me what you guys think about this video. Tell me what you guys, if you like or don't like about this theory video. I know it kind of just ended. Right? Well, I can't really think of more else. Other than knowing that Star's Wand has 3 parts, and in a sense, 3 different power sources, it's kind of hard to figure out how this works. And like I was saying, Jenny's powers in My Life as a Teenage Robot and Star's Wand kind of act similar to points where their powers kind of vary or their strength varies between episodes, which is kind of different from, like, let's say, Adventure Time. It's not like Finn at some point is completely and utterly super strong, but then he's super weak. His strength is consistent. Marceline's powers, again, like Marceline or like the Crystal Gems in Steven Universe, their powers are somewhat consistent. Yeah, we don't really know much about them, but we know some things like, one, Garnet is fireproof. She can also generate electricity, and of course future vision, which allows her to see down different paths, but only certain different paths and certain things. Or even like Lapis Lazuli, she's able to control water, and even then, her powers, you can kind of see as well that it's not like she can summon water out of thin air, though we haven't seen that yet. She needs to build up water, so it's not just like water slap, but yeah, like the powers are consistent. Star's powers aren't really that consistent right now, and I feel like it's probably because the writers probably drew themselves in the corner in the first season and are trying to backtrack a bit, which is kind of effing up. But again, season 2 is having way better episodes than season 1, so I would say I'm gonna hold out for a little bit and hold out a little bit on this, because again, they kind of effed up some things in the first season, I felt like. But yeah, I hope this season is becoming way better, and hopefully it is. Either way, thank you everyone so much for watching. Tell me what you guys think. I don't know if I really ended this well. I feel like I kind of just like ended it, because we really don't know much about the wand. It is all just theories at this point, and the wand is so strangely made in a sense, but that's kind of it. And the thing about magic is, if you don't explain it well, it's kind of feels like it's just magic. We don't have to explain it. But if you can explain magic a little bit more, and at least put limiters, like technically not magic, but Shaman King, they have spiritual energy that they use to summon ghosts and manipulate ghosts and stuff like that. And they even have, I guess it's kind of like Scouter level, but they have like Scouter levels type shtick of like, okay, he has this much energy power level, we can't really go over that. And also the bad guy has this much energy power level, and it's way higher than everyone else. We're not going to beat him unless we do certain things. And also show how they can become stronger. Or I'm trying to think of another good example of it. Or Dragon Ball Z itself. The power level slowly gets stronger and everything. Like, you see, like, okay, they're this strong, but they're not this strong where they have to be. So they have to train and get stronger and stronger and stronger to then become that power level. But Stars 1, it's kind of like strong, weak, strong, weak, strong, weak. It's up and down, so it really doesn't help much with it. But anyway, hey, it's really whatever at this point. Hopefully, like, they'll be able to backtrack and make it feel somewhat more natural, but who knows. Either way, thank you also for watching. Tell me if you guys like this theory. Tell me if you guys like this style that I tried it out on. I don't know if it's gonna go over very well or not, but I know you guys watched most of my theory videos, so I kind of just wanted to, try this out. Either way, thank you also for watching. If you want to watch more videos that I've done, please click the description below, or click the little thing right next to my face, which is to the left, because I learned how to use annotations. Kind of. They're kind of like annotations, but they're not. Then, 2 videos right next to me that say, like, 2 videos right next to me that you can click on as well to check out some other of my videos. Possibly have, like, theory videos or something out there, but either way, thank you also for watching. Whichever videos that I've done, please click the description below to check out all my videos, and we will see you later.